You're not broken. You're surviving. If you're watching this right now and something inside you feels heavy, tired, or unworthy, I want you to know something before anything else. You're not broken. Not even a little. You may feel tired. You may feel numb. You may feel like everything inside of you is falling apart. But you are not broken. You are human. And you're still here. I'm not here to sell you a feel-good lie. I'm here to speak to the part of you that's been convinced it's too late. The part of you that thinks your pain makes you defective. This video is for that version of you. The one you hide from the world. Let's be honest. A lot of us weren't raised in environments that made us feel safe to be ourselves. Maybe you grew up in chaos, or with people who only gave you love when you were perfect. Maybe you've been hurt, abandoned, abused. Maybe you've learned to survive instead of live. And when that's your reality long enough, you start to internalize it. You don't just think, something bad happened to me. You start to believe, there must be something bad about me. That's how shame begins. That's how the I'm broken story gets written, even when it's not true. Let me say something loud and clear. Trauma is not your identity. What happened to you was real. How you coped with it was valid. But who you are underneath all of that, that's still intact. It's still whole. Maybe you isolated. Maybe you lashed out. Maybe you shut down emotionally, sabotaged relationships, numbed out, or felt completely disconnected from your own body. That wasn't weakness. That was your nervous system doing its job. That was survival. The ways you coped, even the ones you're ashamed of, don't make you broken. They make you human. You didn't fail. You adapted. And now, you're still here. That alone makes you powerful. So let's stop judging our past selves for using what we had to get through what we couldn't control. Let's stop confusing damage with defect. You may have wounds, but you are not the wound. Healing isn't perfection. It's reconnection. A lot of people think healing means reaching some flawless state. They think it means never getting triggered, never feeling anxious, always being calm, present, and graceful. That's not healing. That's fantasy. Healing is learning to respond differently, even if the pain is still there. Healing is being kind to yourself on days when you shut down. Healing is recognizing your patterns and gently interrupting them. Healing is slow. Healing is nonlinear. Healing is messy. But it's also sacred and real and worth it. You don't become healed so you can finally live. You start living while you're healing. And that right there It's the most beautiful thing. But let's get practical. If you're in the thick of it, here are 5 things I want you to remember when everything feels too heavy, too loud, or too empty. The first is to breathe on purpose. Not perfectly, not intentionally. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just do it again. See, that's not nothing. That's you grounding yourself when your brain is on fire. The second is to speak to yourself like someone that you're protecting. You wouldn't call a child stupid for struggling. You wouldn't shame a friend for feeling overwhelmed. So why do you do it to yourself? Maybe try phrases like, I'm hurting, but I'm here. I don't feel okay, but I don't have to be perfect. The third, let your small wins be big deals. Getting out of bed when you feel like nothing matters? Huge win. Responding to one message, washing one dish, moving your body for 5 minutes. Those aren't signs of weakness. They're evidence that you're still trying. The fourth is to stop measuring yourself by speed. Progress is not a race. Healing isn't a competition. You're not late. You're not behind. You're just becoming. The last is to let the others hold the light when you can't. You can watch videos like this one. You can listen to voices that remind you of who you are. You can borrow belief until you build your own. You're still here. That means something. Listen, you've made it through things you never thought you would. You've woken up on days you didn't want to. You've carried weight that people never saw. And still, you're here. That doesn't make you broken. That makes you resilient. You may be tired. You may be hurting. But you are not done. And you are not broken. There is still love in you. Still potential. Still light. And if you don't see it right now, that's okay. I'll see it for you until you do. You're allowed to be a work in progress. You're allowed to feel things deeply. You are allowed to take your time. And none of that makes you broken. It makes you alive. So please, be gentle with yourself. Stay curious. Stay present. Stay here. If this video spoke to something real in you, I hope you'll subscribe. Not because numbers matter, but because you matter. And this space, it's for people like you. People healing in real time. If there's one thing to take away from this, it's that you're not broken. You're rebuilding. And even if no one else tells you this today, I am proud of you for still being here.